I felt very alone. I felt very overwhelmed. I felt like this is just too much. Like, I can't function this way. The unknown has been really hard for me. The fear, the grief, everything has been just like culminating into like absolute, it just has felt like a cinder block on my chest. Like, I just haven't been doing very well. I think the other part that leads into that is that the kids are also not doing great. They're not like crying all the time and whatever, like as adults might show depression or sadness, but like there's a lot of talk about death. There's a lot, I can see my son, my oldest, worrying. I see him looking at my husband and watching and wondering and saying, you know, to his younger siblings, like, oh, don't do that because daddy doesn't feel good, or just I see the weight that he's carrying, and that has been really hard. Like during the day, I handle it really well because I'm working, I'm making calls, I'm scheduling appointments, I'm contacting people, I am like busy, and my brain is like totally in admin mode, and I'm like go, 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 and I'm business. And then the sun goes down and I just feel it, like, and it's so intense. And, you know, my husband's still recovering from his craniotomy, so he can't lift anything. So I'm doing all the bedtimes. And by the time I'm saying goodnight to my third kid, it hits me that like this is going to be every single night at some point for the rest of my life, where I am doing all 3 bedtimes alone. And then I shut the door to the final kid and I'm totally by myself. And I have no one to talk about my day with. I have no one to, hold on. So I'm still in a really tough place. Like, it's not a secret. And I also would never have admitted that, I think, a long time ago. For those who are going to ask, like, no, I'm not in therapy yet. I am just not there yet. I have thought about it. My girlfriend, who is a therapist, is all over it. She's ready for when the time comes. And I say, I need you to help me find someone. She will have someone on speed dial.
Posted on TikTok before she took her life, her husband, and the life of her 2 children, according to authorities. Emily Long, age 34, allegedly shot 48-year-old Ryan Long, 8-year-old son Parker, and 6-year-old daughter Ryan before taking herself on August 18th. Ryan Long died from multiple wounds, and the 2 children died from single wounds, according to a press release. According to WMUR, Emily Long posted about her husband's brain cancer diagnosis on TikTok. She often discussed the stress and the grief that she and her family had struggled with since Ryan Long's diagnosis. The account was made private after the incident. Investigators have asked the public not to speculate about what took place. Quote, while investigators are becoming aware of various concerns/issues ongoing in the household at this time of the event in question, people should avoid speculating that this event was caused by a single reason or stressor. The toddler was found unharmed in the home. Now, this is my problem when it deals with these stories. Listening to the video, you can clearly hear that she has a lot of concerns, that she has a lot of worries. I'm not sure if he was possibly the primary breadwinner directly in the home, but obviously there was something there, right? And the main thing had to deal with the diagnosis and everything that took place. And it's crazy that police are like, well, we don't want the public to speculate for one reason or another. There's nothing for you to figure out. There's nothing for you to figure out. And on top of that, the fact that magically her TikTok automatically went private, which leads me to think that it was either A, family member, or B, it was investigators, or the third option, which is that police got into contact with TikTok and then had them private the account. Again, all of those things are crazy, because information should be directly out there so that people can follow along and pretty much figure out for themselves what specifically took place. What you guys are specifically trying to do, being the police, they're trying to curate and narrate a story. and they don't want other people to, in a sense, get directly to, the end of the story before they're able to narrate and curate how it is that they want to present the story. Again, it's irrational. It's ridiculous. All the information more than likely dealing with this incident is directly up there. You can read in between the lines. You can see the words. You can see the look directly on her face. You obviously know that there is a type of care and concern about the situation of what is going on and how it is dealing specifically with the family. And again, what it is that she has to specifically deal with. And looking at the fact of the difference of how police are looking at this versus how I'm looking at white people talk about this online, it is a night and day difference. Because white people online will be like, well, they know that she did it from what it is that they're stating online. They're like, hey, this woman is X, Y, and Z for doing this. There's a special place directly for this person to be because of how it is that this took place. And again, to try to tell people in the public, don't speculate. How is it that we're not supposed to speculate? Everybody else that is a part of that family that was old enough to recount anything or to at least give some type of narrative are no longer here. The only person that is still here at this moment in time and relevant to the story is that little child that was there unharmed. Everybody else is gone. Everybody else is gone. And it was by way of the wife. It wasn't the husband that did it. She's the one that sat up there and did it. So it would be common sense as to why it is that this took place and why it is that it happened. Like I said before, like, yo, man, it is ridiculous and it is crazy how these types of stories will get treated when it deals with the police and, some of the others directly out there. It is completely crazy. And again, I just ran across this story, looking through other things directly up there, just ran across this story. And like I said, it be like that. This woman could have decided to do any other thing. She could have potentially been like, all right, well, this is too much for me to handle. Divorce. She could have did something like that. It would have been selfish as all get out, but at least everybody would have been completely fine and safe and sound. The kids would have had more time to, potentially spend directly with the father instead of taking all of that away. Like, that is crazy. That is the most selfish thing that you could ever sit up there and do. You couldn't deal with the stress, but yet you didn't want to leave the situation. That didn't even make any sense. That made no type of sense. No type of sense. And the craziest part is the oldest daughter looked just like the mom. And I'm not sure if the daughter is a boy or a girl, but it's going to be very painful if that child has any type of reflection of the mother. And I'm talking about just like facially. Because then they're going to have to look at a whole bunch of things like, yo, I look just like mom, and mom, did this, that, and the third, and all this. It's gonna tear that kid up. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people are going to they're going to hide the information. It's probably not going to be up until later that information will be given directly to the child. And the other thing that they got to worry about now too is that when that child just so happens to grow up, kids are smart. Kids like to try to tease or find any type of way to specifically, target a kid and make them feel a certain type of way. The internet is directly out there, right? So again, you got the last name directly out there. You got the parents. It's only going to take a little bit of deducing to figure out, hey, you are associated with such and such family, and isn't this your mom? Didn't she do right? It's going to be that type of thing. So I'm not sure where the family is. They're going to have to move that child directly out. Because trust me, people don't forget. People don't forget. And even if it ain't the kids, it'll be the parents that'll sit up there and give that information to kids in order for those kids to use against another child. Trust me, either which way it goes is bad. It is bad. But like I said, it be like that. It's crazy. I could have sworn that the society out here was vastly different. Thought the society out here was completely common sense. Because this right here don't make no type of sense. And I know some people may potentially pop up and be like, you talking like people are a monolith and you're this. It'd be like that. It'd be like that. People generalize black Americans all the time. Be like that. Why you gotta bring race directly into the... It'd be like that. It'd be like that. Like I said, I told people before, especially to Caucasian folks, I done told y'all time and time again that due to the effect of things that have transpired, that people are going to go through certain types of things directly in life, either seen or unseen. Things are going to have a variety of effects directly out here. And like I said, it's going to be tough. People are going to have to figure out how to navigate waters, you know, because of a lot of things that have transpired out here. Now, this little child, the infant, is technically, realistically, for all intents and purposes, they are alive, but yet alone at the same time. They're alive and alone in a world of which is not theirs, because their world is now gone. It was crashed. It was destroyed because of a parental figure. Some crazy work. It's diabolical. But anyways, let me know what you guys think about this video and everything that you were able to hear in the comment description below. And as always, peace, love, and stay tuned for the next video.